Wild boars are becoming more cunning and aggressive. They no longer fear humans. Some even roam into the fields near residential areas at night in search of food, leaving behind flattened crops and trampled fences. Our hunts aren't about showing off trophies or bragging rights. They're about preventing chaos before it spirals out of control. And today, our trip to Texas promised nothing less than a full-scale confrontation with these relentless creatures. We approached the forest's edge before sunrise, the air thick with a damp, earthy scent. The last remnants of fog clung stubbornly to the fields, giving the landscape an almost surreal quality. Using our familiar tactic, we split into two teams. The scout team moved ahead with the hunting dogs, ears and noses working in unison, sniffing out signs, tracking footprints, and alerting us to the presence of our elusive quarry. Meanwhile, the ambush team took up positions along a narrow trail, concealed behind dense brush and fallen logs, ready to strike the instant the boars appeared. It didn't take long. About 15 minutes into the hunt, a signal crackled through our radios. The scouts had spotted movement. We advanced into position, hearts pounding in unison, rifles steady. From the shadows of a thick clump of trees, a small wild boar burst forward, unaware that it had walked straight into a trap. Travis, stationed at the choke point, had already raised his gun. The moment arrived, sharp and precise. The opening shot echoed like a thunderclap. The boar collapsed instantly, taken by surprise, its brief struggle over almost as soon as it began. My finger pressed firmly on the trigger. The crack of the gunshot cut through the crisp morning air. Quick and decisive, ending the animal's life in a matter of seconds. Earlier, our scouting had identified a route frequently used by the wild boars. We'd selected a fixed ambush point and waited, patient and silent. Wild boars may lack the sharp eyesight of deer, but their instincts make them acutely sensitive to the slightest movement. Remaining perfectly still was more than discipline, it was survival. The boar didn't realize the danger until it was barely 6 meters away. By then, it was already too late. Without hesitation, Travis fired. A clean shot. The boar crumpled onto the dry leaves, still and silent. After the morning raid, the forest fell into an eerie quiet. The ambush point was no longer safe, so we pushed deeper into the undergrowth, moving cautiously into an area thick with tangled brush, the perfect hiding ground for wild boars. Suddenly, a sharp rustling to my right drew my attention. Instinctively, I raised my rifle. Bang! 2 seconds had passed, yet it was enough. The boar fell in its own territory, and that rush of triumph surged through me. The scout team quickly relayed the boar's position, and we converged on the site, fanning out to block every possible escape route. With a coordinated encirclement, the wild boars had almost no chance. Within 15 minutes, several more had fallen to precise shots. Each one brought a mix of relief and tension, knowing that more lurked unseen in the shadows. As the day pressed on, the pressure only increased. Travis spotted a herd weaving stealthily between the tree trunks. One boar broke from the pack, charging across the trail, oblivious to the danger. I fired from the edge of the path, instant fatal. The boar collapsed. Another long, intense day was coming to a close, and the Texas Panhandle had once again proved its harsh, unforgiving nature. The night before the hunt, we had gathered around a small fire inside a rickety wooden shack at the forest edge. News of wild boars ravaging local crops had grown frequent. These animals were bold, unpredictable, and intelligent. That night, we made our decision. We would leave the safety of our homes and enter a hunt that promised danger at every turn. Rifles in hand, nerves taut, senses sharpened, we began by surveying the terrain carefully. Marking areas where the boars might feed or pass. The forest's edge, a fragile line between open fields and dense woodland, was chosen as the site of our first ambush. Early morning remains prime feeding time for boars, and sure enough, a large, dark-colored male appeared, oblivious to our presence. Step by step, it moved closer, confident and unaware, as if the forest belonged solely to it. I had been sitting motionless for nearly 30 minutes, blending with the landscape. I gripped my rifle tightly, aimed just behind the shoulder, took a deep breath, and squeezed the trigger. The boar dropped almost instantly, a clean, precise shot.
If you'll enjoy this video, please like and subscribe my channel for more information.